So it looks like Melody Cherie chose Ebony Magazine to share why she left the show Love and Marriage Huntsville that she created. The article states, Melody Shari Rodgers is saying goodbye to reality TV, but hello to a bigger purpose. From beauty brands to TV networks, here's how she's defining success on her own terms. Whenever you walk away from the lion's den, why would you go back where the lions are? With that statement, it's pretty clear that a return to Love and Marriage Huntsville is not in Melody Shari Rodgers' future. She dropped a bomb in January when she revealed that she was leaving the franchise after 9 seasons. Yes, she helped launch the series. Yes, her presence has been greatly missed, but she's investing in something bigger. To protect my own emotional health, my own mental health, I don't allow myself to engage or be a part of a trauma that I'm still healing from, she told Ebony exclusively. I do not watch the series. That is still very much a triggering piece for me because of a lot of what I went through on that show. Instead, Shari is focusing her energy and joy where it truly matters. She's an entrepreneurial goddess who has not one, not two, but several successful businesses that keep her booked and busy. She's also a social media darling with a hearty following and regularly shares her life, her businesses, and her love of nature. As a child, I've always done multiple things community-wise, in school, and every organization there was. 9 times out of 10, I was the president, she declared. I did pageants. I played the keyboard for my church. I sang and danced on the praise and worship team. I was not limited as a child to tap into all those areas in my life that I chose to explore. Thanking her higher power for the foundation to pursue her gifts as a child, Shari carried that passion and commitment into adulthood. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 25. That's 15 years of solely working for myself, sustaining and making it work. She invited Ebony along for the ride. Literally, she was in transit from a meeting to picking up her 4 beautiful children to share insights on what drives her business-savvy mindset. From running her own TV network, leveling up her 7th Avenue franchises, and mastering TikTok, here's how this Alabama gem gets business done. Ebony Magazine asks, 7th Avenue Beauty is on fire. How and why did you start the company? Melody says, I actually grew up on 7th Avenue, and that's where I learned as a young girl the importance of skincare, healthcare, and body care. I also suffered from rosacea. My great-grandmother actually gave me some natural things to help calm down the inflammatory patches on my body. I wanted to be able to help others who suffer from certain skin conditions, so I began to formulate products with a Black female chemist. She's literally the 2% of the industry. We have different products that are natural, vegan, and paraben-free, formulated for us, by us, and made here in the USA. We started working on the line in 2017 and launched in 2022. The magic of 7th Avenue Beauty lies in its creators. And it branches out into the 7th Avenue athletic wear line. We've become that one-stop beauty and fashion destination for whatever your needs are, whether it's looking for the perfect fit to wear out with your girls, or, like I'm doing right now, running and picking up the kids. Ebony Magazine asks, what are some of the biggest challenges you face as an entrepreneur in beauty and fashion? She responds, understanding and accepting the power of the pivot. When you're an entrepreneur, you can't be stuck with just what you want it to look like or do. You have to be open and willing to pivot whenever you need to. And the time calls for it because we live in an ever-evolving, ever-changing world. That's one thing that has allowed me to work for myself since I was 25. I've never been afraid of a pivot. I've never allowed fear to outweigh my faith. Ebony Magazine asks, is there one specific pivot that you've done with these businesses recently? She says, absolutely. I was recognized and was the face of my brand on TikTok for Black History Month. I'll be honest with you, I was in no way interested in TikTok. And now I've done millions in sales on TikTok. When I realized that TikTok Shop had grown so popular and was yielding sales, I had to get out of my way and say, okay girl, you can keep selling on your website like you do. You have an 83% return customer rate over there. They're still gonna come shop there, but you gotta tap into what is happening right now. That was the moment I did TikTok, and it wasn't easy, but I stuck with it and continued to learn, educate myself, and figure it out. You know what else I did? I built a solid team around me with TikTok experience, which helped me become successful. Ebony Magazine stated, you've also launched your own TV network. Melody says, when I decided to go on reality television, my mind was already thinking, how do I use this to create something bigger? Now I've got my production company, Tilted Crowns Productions, and I'm the first reality TV personality to also own a network, Nubian TV. Understanding and realizing that other people have a dream to be on television and expand their platforms and influence, I wanted to create ways that will allow me to do that, specifically for Black women like Charnita's World. We're done filming season 2. It's in editing right now. It will be dropping this fall.
Y'all know I have lupus. People really don't know what you go through, and dealing with these flares that I have to get sometimes every week, and this one in particular. Ooh. And y'all, I just appreciate her. She explains to me everything that I'm going through. Hey, Miss April.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Jason. Everything is about solution, but it was just the thought. My name is not on this bank account.
Ebony Magazine asks, what are we going to see next from you? I'm always creating and working. In terms of the Melody Shari brand, I have new music that I'm dropping soon. I have a fragrance coming out in the next 2 months and other innovative things that will continue to elevate us. My mission is that when women walk out of the house, they feel beautiful and confident. They're thinking, I know I look good today. I am just continuing to walk in my purpose. Ebony asks, how do you make it all work for yourself? Listen, I tell people all the time that I don't believe in balance because I feel there's never an equal of anything. I believe in prioritizing. If my baby is sick today, forget business, I gotta go. That becomes my priority. If my babies are good, I may be grinding business-wise all day today while they're at school. I also make sure that my children understand what I'm doing and they're part of the process. Yes, they help me pack orders. Yes, they help me come up with ideas. Yes, they talk about what they want to do as it pertains to the business. It's being intentional and making sure they're involved and understand for their future. We travel, so they get to see that when you put hard work, dedication, and perseverance into something, you will reap the harvest. I make sure I use every second of my day to be productive so I can continue to be a blessing to others. Ebony says, you were excited for your next chapter as you announced your exit from Love and Marriage, Huntsville. What's your perspective on your decision now? She says, I am forever surprising me. I continue to witness what it looks like to go when God says go and the blessings that come from that. A lot of times with the decisions I've made, I didn't know what the next step looked like. I didn't know what the future would hold or what it would yield, but in obedience, I understood the importance of trusting my own intuition and spiritual being. I knew that God wasn't going to fail me. Exiting from Love and Marriage Huntsville has proven once again, like it did when I left my 13-year marriage, that when God says go, you go. People have said you were the heartbeat of Love and Marriage Huntsville and your presence is greatly missed. Melody says, I'm humbled that people actually love me and love what I bring to the table enough to even miss it. I'm not surprised only because I know all that I put into it. You saw a television show that started airing in 2019, which we started filming in 2018. But what you didn't see was that 3 years before that, I was being persistent and constantly reaching out to a producer to get a show in Huntsville, Alabama. 3 whole years of work before we even started filming. Whenever you put your all into something and give it your best, whether you're there or not, your presence is going to be felt. I'm excited to take my fans along on my journey of next. Speaking of next, there was a rumor out there that you were dating Hill Harper. Melody says, no, never been romantically involved. We are great friends and have discussed some business things together. I booked him for a Mimosa with Melody event and donated to his campaign as he was running for office. But no, Hill Harper and I are not a romantic couple. Ebony says, you turned 40 in November. Any big birthday plans? Melody says, I don't have one birthday plan whatsoever. Somebody else asked me that recently. What are we doing for your 40th? You know what? I am one of those people who loves to plan and celebrate other people's big days. I don't make mine big. Ebony says, we're going to have to tell your friends to plan a fun surprise for you and you just show up. Melody says, I know. Oh gosh. Ebony asks, how do you define rest and renewal? Melody said, I just had a massage last night. I love reconnecting with nature. I stayed in a treehouse in a very rural area for 2 days. There was nothing much there but woods. But just being there, being able to have that sovereign time of peace and quietness and calmness was super important for me. I make sure to prioritize moments like that regularly. I believe in self-care. As an avid supporter of Melody Shari Rodgers myself, I am happy to see her continuing to move forward, or as she says, push through. I think it's important to see someone who allowed us to see them basically at one of their worst, and then see them crawl out of that, then start walking, and then start jogging, and then start sprinting. And now it's a marathon. I think everyone's success looks different and everybody's story is their own. Everyone's path is their own. I do like seeing the choices that Melody has made, but another example that she does set is even if some of the changes she makes does not make people that support her happy, she's going to do what's best for her and her family, as every individual should always do what's best for them and their family and their life. I have to say personally, when I first started watching the show, I very much enjoyed it, even the sparring and other things, but it did become so toxic. And I did wonder, how did she push through to stay there when there was obstacle after obstacle, attack after attack? No one's perfect, but there were some clear black and white issues where I could not understand how there were not certain safety measures taken for a cast member, especially when some issues could not be ignored, no matter how much some people went out of their way to ignore them. So this is a refreshing pivot for those of us that are fans of Melody, that were fans of the show for a while, but just want to see growth, something else highlighted. And as we all pick our favorites, we'll be following who we like. And speaking of Melody's many businesses, she does have a Labor Day sale mega live on TikTok coming up, as she has embraced TikTok now. It's going to be Saturday, August 30th, and you can register on TikTok so it'll convert it to your local time and try out some of those vegan, paraben-free products. I am someone, obviously, I already said I'm a fan of hers. I am someone that's tried the products, and my hair is not always the easiest to work with, so I don't play about hair products. I've enjoyed her hair products and her leggings. They're one of my favorites. And my little fanny pack now, crossbody bag, but it's my fanny pack. So if you do have time to stop through and check out the products, just see what else she's doing beyond this show. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. If you would like to support my art or my channel, I released a new design called Protecting My Boundaries, which can be found on my website, trendingatsomepoint.com.
All right, so y'all know we doing it back to back. So BTS, woo, getting ready, content with Brian. Okay, all right, see y'all Saturday.